Back, everybody. You're just in time for What's Hot. This is where we talk about the stories that have everybody talking.
We are joined by local blogger Rochelle Fritsch, and Jeff Wagner is back. President Obama said in his primetime speech last night, America will go wherever it takes to destroy the terrorist group ISIS. Even, he warned, in Iraq and Syria. Should the U.S. start bombing in either of these countries?
Well, I mean, I think the president is on the right track. I mean, obviously, they, especially, coming on the 13th anniversary of September 11th, you have to realize that there is a very, very real terrorist threat that is out there. I have no problem with talking about bombing. I actually, to the extent I have a criticism with the president said, I don't think we're at a point where we can rule out boots on the ground. Now, I'm not saying you need to do it, but I don't think you should rule it out. And also, here's one of the things. These groups have a lot of money. And one of the things I think we need to be very, very aggressive is trying to find out where that money is and then freezing it up. Freeze up the money that they're using to buy weapons. That's one of the ways you defang them.
I totally agree. As far as the bombing goes, and it kind of goes along with what you're saying, Jeff, is that this shouldn't be the only tactic we need to have, and I'm sure there are measurements of what's going to constitute success if we do start bombing. Knowing that that's just one step toward the end goal of dismantling ISIS. Definitely another piece of that is freezing up their funding. I think also another piece of that as well is getting more of a grip on the Westerners who have passports and have joined, so we need to have a better tail on those as well. But no one thing is going to stop this.
So the U.S. is not going this alone. We've got a number of allies in Europe and in the region there who are going to take part in that. Do you think the president had an easy case to make there because there are people from multiple nations who are now sucked up into ISIS?
Well, yeah, and see, the other thing that's going on is ISIS, ISIL, whatever you want to call it, scares the heck out of a lot of other governments. I mean, you talk about some of these governments in the Middle East, and they're scared of them because they're afraid if these get too powerful, they're going to overthrow them. So I think you have more of the coalition of the willing. Having said that, from what I understand, Britain isn't on board with the bombing. Parliament has already decided we don't want to do it, and they're refusing to revisit, which
I
is
would say once ISIS impacts them directly, which will happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
They'll be on board. But I agree with you. I don't think a lot of people who would normally be anti-war, so to speak, that we'd be hearing from, we're not hearing from that contingent right now. And I think it's because, as you said, Jeff, ISIS scares everybody and what they've done to two of our journalists.
Right.
All right, coming up next, we reveal the viewer's choice topic of the day.
And viewer's choice topic of the day.
Again, we're joined by Rochelle Fritsch and Jeff Wagner from 620 WTMJ. The viewer's choice topic today, police investigating a number of robberies, 8. Is the number being thrown around of what's happened on the east side. Police say a group of suspects approaching victims, demanding valuables, threatening them with a gun or a blunt object. 5 suspects arrested now, believed to be involved in these robberies. What do you do to stop this? I know Todd Hicks is going to report in the later broadcast today that there's some kind of a game going on where these kids are trying to one-up each other in the crimes they can commit and then post pictures to social media.
What happened to cops and robbers?
Yeah.
Just
Not
like hiding
real ones.
and right.
Yeah. I don't know what can be done to stop it. I just don't. Again, because we're talking about ultimately personal responsibility and choices that people are making and bad choices. It's not that our community is lacking for programs to mentor and support young men. It's not for a lack of will. These are choices and bad choices that these kids are making on their own. It's happening. So I guess the only response that individuals can do is to be aware and be vigilant. Do the things that your mom always told you to do. Be aware of your surroundings. Don't put yourself at risk. And just be aware, and at the same time, don't lose hope in people.
Jeff, in the instances where these are kids, juveniles committing these crimes, is the system tough enough on them so they get the point not to do this anymore?
No, it's appalling. You have a situation where it's the ultimate in catch and release, and when it's juvenile court, they don't take car theft seriously. You don't take robbery seriously, and so as a result, it's like you're talking about people trying to one-up each other. I mean, just okay, I'm on my soapbox, but Sunday afternoon, just about a mile from where we are right now, you have a woman who's driving down an alley, 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon. She's cut off 5 kids, masked with bandanas. Get out. They beat her within an inch of her life, steal her car, and then use it to go drag racing. This is not the first time they've done that. These punks need to be sent to jail. They need to be treated as adults. Will it stop it? I don't know. But the message needs to get out that we're not going to fool around with this, and decent people need to be protected.
Well, if they start rounding these kids up, it might stop. I mean, that word might spread instead of, as you said, Jeff, catch and release.
Right. Well, and of course, the flip side of what's happening now is we live in a concealed carry world. In just the last month and a half, you've had 2 or 3 juveniles who, in the attempted armed robberies or attempted carjackings, you know, they've been shot, they've been killed or paralyzed. You don't want to see that happen either, but people are starting to respond and saying we're not going to be victims. So not having consequences doesn't do anybody any favors, period.
All right, let's go to our lightning round. This is a switch of topics. Wallets losing popularity with the younger generation thanks to technology. Apple this week introduced Apple Pay, which turns your phone into a virtual wallet. Does this mean we will soon see the end of the wallet?
Jeff, if I recall correctly, you carry a Costanza wallet.
I have a confession. My name is Jeff. I have a Costanza wallet. Okay, now here's my cell phone.
Right.
Here's my wallet.
Right.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
And I will tell you, I just cleaned this bad boy out.
That's a weapon.
I mean, normally it's a lot more than that. But I mean, I've got my entire life here. Credit cards,
do you have
cash.
pictures in there? Is that?
Huh?
Do you have pictures?
That looks
in
like
there?
a book.
Well,
It's got the sleeves for pictures.
Oh my
Remember how
gosh.
people used to carry pictures in their wallet?
credit cards. I've got pictures. I've got cash.
Tools?
I've got. Okay, a friend of mine in college gave me a chili recipe. I've got that in here. I'm not making that up.
Just in case you're on the go and you need some chili.
Yeah, see, I mean, look, I understand maybe I'm a dinosaur, but, you know, they're taking my Costanza wallet over my cold, dead hands, no question about it.
And, you know, me being from a different generation, mine is a driver's license and 2 credit cards and a little card holder is all I carry.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like at least 2 generations before the dinosaurs are gone.
But I do think they're going to be phased out, don't
Okay,
you?
all right. Now,
eventually.
wait a second, though. But before you guys jump on me, ladies, how about your purses? Are you ready to give up your purses
no,
now?
No.
Oh.
No, the purses
I'm okay
are
giving
necessary.
up my purse, but that's not going to happen for a while. A, because I have kids, so you have to carry everything that's theirs and that they don't want to carry.
I just can't give it up,
Does my
period.
briefcase count for anything?
Yeah. Okay. Here's here's the other thing. I'm embarrassed to admit this, but what the heck? We're all friends. Just between us, folks. This wallet. There are certain pairs of pants I have that are like sort of skinnier or narrower than others. I can get the wallet in. I can't get the wallet out, which always makes for some interesting stuff. Like you're in line at the grocery store. You're trying to reach in and you're trying to pull this thing out. Not a good sight.
Okay.
The What's Hot
I'm
discussion will continue online, except for that part right there. Find it at TMJ4.